Okay, I have some Marvel news, and I'm pretty sure it's all positive. So just in case you need to pick me up, I have you covered. Hopefully. So first, I actually want to talk about Waititi. He recently did a live stream, and he talked a little bit about Thor, Love and Thunder, Thor 4, and revealed what we can expect. So I just want to go over the best reveals we got. So apparently it'll make Ragnarok look like a safe film. We're getting space sharks or star sharks. The Hulk is back. Korg will be back and have a larger role, and they'll reveal his backstory and culture. There will be no Silver Surfer. Thor was just tagging along with the Guardians, and yes, the Guardians will make an appearance in the movie. There's no more Bro Thor, most likely, though he's still trying to figure that out. Waititi wanted to use Beta Ray Bill, but things are still up in the air with that, and he can't say for certain whether Loki will be in Thor 4. He was also kind enough to give us some concept art for New Asgard and the new armor for Mike. I'm excited. I trust Waititi in everything he does, and I think Thor 4, especially with Jane Foster being the female Thor in it, it's gonna be pretty fucking awesome. I guess Jane Foster having cancer isn't really awesome, but you know. Next, Marvel Studios has been doing virtual meetings, obviously because of the pandemic, with writers, directors, and actors, and one person they had a meeting with is John Krasinski, who I absolutely love. He is an amazing writer, director, and actor. And I'm not getting anyone's hopes up, but both John and Kevin Feige said they would love to work together. And John said he would like to play or direct or write a Fantastic Four movie. So if that happens, Marvel, I'd lose my fucking mind. Get his hot wife to play Sue Storm. Let's move on to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a movie I am excited for despite not being too hyped with the first Doctor Strange movie. I think my problem is I generally am let down with movies where I've read a majority of the comics, because then I have expectations. And the movies I've gone into that I haven't read all or a majority of the comic book characters stuff, I tend to like more. So I think I need to learn to just lower my expectations, but I'm not going to for this movie because I'm so excited. I mean, seriously, this movie is tying into WandaVision, the Loki TV series. We're going to have a lot of different characters coming in. It's the fucking multiverse. It's gonna be amazing. Anyway, Sam Raimi has confirmed, yes, I am directing it, and this is what he had to say about doing so. I loved Doctor Strange as a kid, but he was always after Spider-Man and Batman for me. He was probably at number 5 for me of great comic book characters. He was so original. But when we had that moment in Spider-Man 2, I had no idea that we would ever be making a Doctor Strange movie. So it was really funny to me that, coincidentally, that line was in the movie. I gotta say, I wish I had the foresight to know that I was going to be involved in the project. Sam Raimi is absolutely going to kill it, and by the way, Bruce Campbell recently tweeted something that made it sound like he might be in the movie, but since Sam Raimi has put Bruce Campbell in a lot of his films, including all 3 of his Spider-Man films, I think it's more of a nudge nudge, wink wink, hey, your buddy Bruce is over here, maybe give me a cameo. I have no doubt Bruce will have a cameo in the Doctor Strange movie. Also, Bruce, I'm sorry for screaming at a comic convention uncontrollably when you came on stage and you looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Geez, lady." I was a little drunk and you're the first guy I ever had a crush on, so I apologize for my behavior. Oh, and Robert Stromberg of Avatar and Oz, the Great and Powerful fame is serving as production designer on this movie. Just in case that gets you excited. Lastly, I want to get into tiny bits of Marvel news. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. final season premieres on May 27th. Spider-Man 3 is still on schedule to be released in the summer of 2021. James Gunn said that Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy is exactly how it was before the virus, and that it's still doing perfectly fine and on schedule. Falcon and the Winter Soldier VFX company said they are working at home, so that might be some good news, even though we were told some key scenes for Falcon and the Winter Soldier weren't done before the quarantine, but at least they're still working on the project. Michael Rooker said he would return to Guardians 3 as long as he played a new character, which makes sense, and Don Cheadle's War Machine contract is over as of Endgame, so if he's going to be in a future movie, he needs to have a new contract. Lastly, James Gunn thinks Origins superhero movies are boring, and here's his quote. You'll notice a disproportionate amount of superhero movies on this list. The reason is origin stories are often boring and can be an extra element jammed into a story about a superhero versus a bad guy. instead of being an organic part of the story. That being said, he thinks he avoided that in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and doesn't think that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is better than the first one. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and big thank you to my patrons who support me on Patreon.